Welcome back, YouTube. Sensei Domino here. Welcome to the Spine Ticks After Party. Got some great stuff to share with you tonight. I have 3 TTM returns, some eBay pickups, and I'll also be showing the last group of the 1979 Topps Baseball Starter Set. But let's go ahead and get started. Let's start with the TTMs. So this first TTM, I actually sent out July 27th, 2022. This is far and away the longest that I've had to wait for a successful TTM return. This one comes from San Juan, Puerto Rico. This is a 2-time MVP in Major League Baseball. Initials are JG. And funny thing is last month I sent out 3 TTMs. The first 2 that I sent out are the other 2 TTMs that I'll be showing tonight. The other one that I sent out was to this individual because I was convinced that this one was not going to come back. And somehow this actually came back this week. So really excited to get this back. There were actually 4 autographs in this return, but I gave one to a coworker of mine who's from Puerto Rico and is a big fan of this individual. So was happy to do that for him. But the other 3, really excited to get. And it's Juan Gonzalez, as you see. But before I do that, let me show you the condition of this envelope. This flap, for one, was wide open. This is not connected whatsoever. I actually cut this, not realizing that this flap was wide open. These cards could have easily flown out of this envelope, but they did not. So all 4 of them got back here successfully. Also, you can see this. I don't know if this happened on the way there, if it happened on the way back. I mean, it's been gone for almost 22 months, so no telling. But all's well that ends well, I suppose. But yeah, that's pretty interesting how that came back. And each one of these cards has a little bit of a bend in the corner. I guess it's, I think it's in the bottom corner. So I do have them in these card savers trying to sort of flatten that out, I guess. No Kurt's card care here. But yeah, we got the 1990 Upper Deck rookie. This is up there with as one of my favorite Juan Gonzalez rookie cards. He was absolute joy to watch. And as I said, I have a coworker that's from Puerto Rico, and he's sort of been telling me about Juan Gonzalez's part in the Puerto Rican Dream Team. I believe it was 1995, I think. They won the World Baseball Classic, and that team was absolutely loaded. Juan Gonzalez was on that team. Former Ranger Ruben Sierra, Edgar Martinez, Carmelo Martinez, Roberto Alomar, Carlos Delgado. Just a large list of all-stars. And, of course, Roberto Alomar is a Hall of Famer. Just an amazing, amazing team, and Juan Gonzalez was part of that. And from what I understand, when they were doing the choosing of the team, they actually chose Carlos Delgado as the catcher over Pudge Rodriguez, and that kind of tells you how stacked that team was. Very interesting, but yeah, it's been fun learning about the Puerto Rican Dream Team and Juan Gonzalez's part in that. But we got that 1990 rookie card. This is, I believe, 1992 Upper Deck. This is the Texas Rangers team checklist, the collector's choice from that year's Upper Deck. I thought this was a great image and would look good with an autograph, and boy, does it ever. This is fantastic. Is this 92 or 93? This might be 1993. Yeah, this looks like it might be 1993. But great image. And the last one. And this is how I know that this was from my first TTM that I sent out to Juan Gonzalez, because the newest one that I sent out, Slapnuts is Gaming, Slappy had actually sent me the Juan Gonzalez reverse negative of this card, and I sent that out to get signed. For one, because Slappy sent it to me, and for two, it's the reverse negative. I thought it would look great with a signature on it. I did not even realize that I had sent out the corrected version of his 1990 Donruss rookie card. So it'd be kind of cool if the other one comes back. Hopefully not 2 years from now. But yeah, it'd be kind of cool to have autographs on both versions of this card. Yeah, definitely happy to get this one back. Just under 22 months. So I sent this out 7/27/2022. It came back 5/14/2024. So thank you so much, Mr. Gonzalez. Really appreciate you taking the time, and absolutely ecstatic to get this autograph in my collection. At Arlington Stadium, early in the 90s, where the Rangers played before they moved to the ballpark in Arlington or whatever that they ended up selling the naming rights to. Um, it was easier for you to get autographs from the away players because they had to walk across the parking lot to the hotel. I've told the story several times before, but it was really difficult for you to get autographs from the players if you didn't get there earlier in the day, and you probably had to be a younger kid in order to get those autographs. There's not too many adults out there trying to get players' autographs, or at least there weren't back then. So really happy to get a Juan Gonzalez autograph in my collection. He was absolutely a joy to watch. I don't remember what year it was. Was it 97 or something like that? I think he had 101 RBIs before the All-Star break. And, people were talking about him potentially breaking Hack Wilson's record. It didn't happen. But yeah, that was pretty fun to watch. But thank you so much, Mr. Gonzalez. Really appreciate you taking the time. All right. And as I said, these other two, I just sent out, I think, April 27th or something like that. So they've been out for about 3 weeks. This is a Hockey Hall of Famer. Really happy to get this one back. I had sort of been delaying sending this one out because I only actually had one card of this individual. And so I usually like to get a couple more cards before I send it out. But I thought, you know what? Why not? Let me just go ahead and put this card in the mail and put a couple index cards in there. Hopefully, the individual's nice enough to sign a couple of the index cards. And I did purchase a couple of my 5x7s or 6x9s from the autograph den with this guy's autograph, sort of in the meantime until I could get this card signed. But yeah, it took about 3 weeks for it to come back, and I can always pick up a couple other cards in the future and potentially send out to this guy then. But really happy to get this one back. As I said, Hockey Hall of Famer. And it's Dave Keon. I got him here on the 1968-69 tops. It does have a little bit more corner wear than I usually like. But I'm okay with it. It doesn't have any creases, and I absolutely love this set. I love the design of this set, and Dave Keon just has a really nice autograph, and thought it would look nice on this card. So happy to get this back, and he was nice enough to sign my index cards as well. In fact, he signed all three of them. So got him right here. And it does sort of look like not on the card. The card looks like the ink is really strong, but on the index cards, which are probably a little more coarse, it does look like the fine point Sharpie that he was using was starting to lose a little bit of the ink because it looks a little streaky, but still really happy to get those back. So thank you so much, Mr. Keon. Really appreciate you taking the time. He is truly a TTM legend and a hockey legend, so really happy to get that back and add it to the collection. So thank you so much, Mr. Keon. And this last one, if I count a TTM that I sent off to him when I was younger, this is actually my fourth success from this individual. But as far as this time around in the hobby, this is my third return from this individual. It is now the most that I've sent to one individual. He does sign one card for free, but if you send more than one, he does charge. But I was really happy to get this card signed because this also has another individual that does TTMs fairly frequently, and he charges $15 for his autograph. And I thought this card would look amazing to have two Hall of Famers signed on it. Yeah, this is Denver, Colorado. Initials are GG, or I guess technically RG, because the G is a nickname. And this is, like I said, a baseball Hall of Famer. And he did use the pouch. And this is, of course, Rich Goose Gossage. And man, Goose has just amazing penmanship, amazing pitcher. Spent a little bit of time with the Rangers in the early '90s, and always been a huge fan of Goose and Raleigh Fingers as well. And I do not have a Raleigh Fingers autograph, so this is going to go back into the mail with $15, and hopefully Mr. Fingers signs this, and I have this dual autograph to add to the collection. But yeah, this is a 1979 Topps, and it looks like it survived the trip. Doesn't have too much damage to it. That's always nice. I do have another card that is Goose Gossage and Al Herboski, and Al Herboski is also a great TTM signer. So maybe 6 months from now, I generally like to wait 6 months before I send back to somebody that signs for free. So I'll wait 6 months to send that card off to Goose and potentially get that signed by Mr. Gossage and Al Herboski as well. But yeah, really happy to get this one back. And again, I sent this out, probably April 27th or something. So this took about 3 weeks to come back. Just a truly a TTM legend, Mr. Gossage. So thank you so much for taking the time, and really excited to add this to the collection. And next stop, Raleigh Fingers. All right, so that's all of the TTMs that I'll be showing tonight. I will be showing some autographs here in a little bit, but they're not my TTMs. They might have been somebody else's. But we'll get to those in a minute. Next, I would like to share an eBay pickup that I purchased last week. Came in relatively quickly. So I think it was in April. They had National Hockey Card Day, and I was messaged that it was National Hockey Card Day, but I didn't see the message until like after 5 o'clock. So I wasn't going to be able to get to my local card shop before they closed. So I sort of missed the opportunity for National Hockey Card Day. And the packs that they were giving out, I guess they had you had an opportunity to get a Connor Bedard rookie. And I believe that there's another card in the set that's a Moments card or something. And I believe they were giving those out to every individual. I'm not sure exactly how that worked, but I do believe that everybody was getting a Connor Bedard. So, since I missed that opportunity, I'd sort of been keeping an eye on, the sets that are for sale on eBay. And I finally found one that I was comfortable paying the price of. It was $6.99, and I think it was $3.50 shipping. So, I think it was like $11.40 or something. Yesterday I was talking about the set on Aaron Sports Cards and Things channel, and I think I said that it was $6.50 and $3 shipping, but I verified it this morning. It was $6.99 and $3.50 shipping. So I think it was like $11.40 with tax. But yeah, get a couple Connor Bedard rookie cards, and I really don't want to spend the money that the Connor Bedard rookie cards are selling for right now. But I wanted to get a Connor Bedard rookie in my collection, so I had sort of targeted this National Hockey Card Day card as one that I would like to get. And so to be able to get the complete set for very little, all things considered, and getting a couple Connor Bedards, I was happy to get that. And I'm not 100% certain, but I think he might have a Tim Hortons card as well. And if he does, I'd like to get that as well. But that's probably as far as I'm going to go as far as Connor Bedard rookie cards, at least now. Let's see how his career plays out, and you can always revisit that in the future. But let's go ahead and get started. So card number 1 in the set is the prominent rookies. Of course, Connor Bedard. He definitely had hype, unlike anything that I've seen in a while. Whether it was justified or not, I don't know. Looking at him, he doesn't look like the next, Gretzky or Sidney Crosby or Connor McDavid. But he's young. We'll see how his career plays out. But he does look like a good player, a future All Star. I guess he was an All Star this year, but a multiple time All Star, I guess. And hopefully his career plays out like people are expecting. He does have a lot of expectations, and sometimes I think that's unfair for players to have to play under that sort of pressure. It's hard enough playing, in the big leagues, um, but when you have that sort of pressure on you that you're going to be the next Gretzky or the next whoever, that definitely adds extra pressure to an already difficult job. So, really happy to get this Connor Bedard and finally say I have a Bedard card in my collection. The next card in the set, Adam Fantilli. Next, Logan Cooley. Luke Hughes. Devin Levi. I think that's how you say it. Actually, I skipped over one of the cards that I had top loaded. That was card number 6. This is card number 5, Matthew Nyes. I do think he's a pretty nice player, so decided to put him in a top loader. Sort of running out of top loaders. I need to get a new order of 200 in. There might be a couple other rookies from this set that I'd like to get into top loaders, but definitely running low. Been buying quite a few lots lately, so it's been kind of eating my stock of top loaders up. Next, we have Matthew Poitras. I was actually fairly unfamiliar with him, but Aaron was saying that he was a pretty notable rookie this year. So I'll have to remember his name in the future. Next, we have Simon Evanson. All right, hopefully I don't butcher this name too badly. Let's try it. Pavel Mintyukov. Hopefully that's close. And the last rookie is Matthew Coronado. All right, the next group are called Hockey Superstars. And they're all definitely superstars. Got Connor McDavid. Leon Draisaitl. Austin Matthews. Alex Ovechkin. Sidney Crosby. David Pastrnak. Nathan McKinnon. Jason Robertson. Cole Caulfield. last of the hockey superstars, Nick Suzuki. All right, the next group are called Legends on Ice. We have Mario Lemieux. Almost all of these are sort of modern legends. There's no Bobby Orrs or Gordie Howe's in here. Wayne Gretzky, the GOAT, unquestioned. Patrick Waugh. Steve Yzerman. Dominic Hasek. Mark Messier. Eric Lindros. Teemu Solani. Big fan of Teemu Solani. Phil Esposito. He sort of doesn't fit with the other players that are in this lot. He's more of a 60s, 70s superstar, and most of the rest of the legends that they have in this group are late 70s, 80s, and 90s legends. So he kind of doesn't fit. Almost could have put a Peter Forsberg or something like that. Paul Correa or something instead of Phil Esposito. And then you have Mike Bossy. His rookie, I think, was 78. Gretzky's was 79. But for the most part, they played in the 80s, 90s. And then we have the checklist. And the last card is the rookie moments, Connor Bedard. Well, I guess this goes before the checklist technically, so yeah, really cool to get a pair of Connor Bedards in my collection finally, and see how his career plays out. See if he's going to be the next whoever. But yeah, kind of like to look at it. Like I said, I feel bad for some of these kids sometimes. Let's just try to be the first Connor Bedard, not the the next big superstar or whatever you want to call it, next Gretzky or next Lemieux or whoever. Let's try to be the first Connor Bedard. See how that works out. All right, so next, as I've mentioned, last couple weeks, I've been buying quite a few autographs off of eBay from the Autograph Den. I think at this point I've probably bought like 200 autographs or something that I'll be showing over the next couple weeks. I am a big autograph collector, and at the very least this year I've sort of been slacking on the TTMs. Those 3 TTMs that I talked about earlier in the video are the only 3 that I've sent this calendar year out. So I've sort of been slacking on that, and this is a nice way to get autographs, sort of cheap. When you consider that in some cases you might have to buy the card, and then you're paying for the postage and other stuff. Whether you want to count the envelopes or not, that is cost but it seems more cost effective in some cases to pick up like non superstar autographs this way from the autograph den on eBay. And so that's what I've been doing. And so what I'll be showing tonight are the non Dallas Maverick basketball pickups that I've picked up over the last couple weeks. And I actually still have a couple other basketball autographs that are on the way. So these won't be the last basketball that I'm showing, but this is a nice little stack that I can show tonight. I did pull out the players that have played for the Dallas Mavericks because that stack is almost as big as this stack. So I'll save that for another day. But like I was saying, about the baseball autographs at Arlington Stadium, when the Dallas Mavericks played at Reunion Arena, it was easy for you to get autographs from the players. You knew where their parking lot was, and a lot of them were willing signers, and they'd stop their car, or some of them would even walk out and sign some autographs for the fans, at Reunion Arena. At the AAC, it's much more difficult to get autographs from the players, whether they're home or away players. So I haven't been able to pick up a lot of the players' autographs that have played since the Mavericks have moved into the AAC. And so that's what I was trying to do with some of these purchases, pick up some of, my favorite players, I guess, or, notable players that have played for the Dallas Mavericks, since they've moved away from Reunion Arena. And so I'll show that stack in the future. But tonight I'll be showing the non-Dallas Maverick autographs. So we'll start with Kenny Gaddison. And what year is this card? This is 95, 96 tops. And I enjoyed watching Kenny Gaddison when he was on the Charlotte Hornets teams with Muggsy Bogues and Del Curry and Larry Johnson and Alonzo Mourning. So sort of became a fan of Kenny Gaddison during that time. And that was a fun team to watch and a fun team to play on NBA Jam too. So, but happy to get a Kenny Gaddison autograph. Next we have Shandon Anderson, and what year is this? This is 2000-2001 Upper Deck MVP. And we have Shandon Anderson here playing with the Houston Rockets, but I actually know him more for his time with the Utah Jazz when he was on those teams that went to the NBA Finals back-to-back and lost to the Chicago Bulls in 97 and 98. Shandon Anderson was on that team. Don't know if I showed the back. Yeah, he was a pretty nice player. Next we have Eric Snow. And what year is this? 99-2000 tops. Eric Snow was the point guard on the Sixers team, and I guess it was 2000-2001, led by Allen Iverson, that lost to the Lakers in the NBA Finals. Snow was a nice player. Next, this is 2000-2001 Upper Deck MVP. This is Tom Gugliotta. I think he might be a one-time or a two-time All-Star, maybe. Fairly nice player. Had a couple seasons right there with the Timberwolves, averaging 20 points a game. At this point, he was averaging 16.4 points per game for his career, so definitely a nice player. This next one, I actually didn't purchase, I guess. This was supposed to be a Nick Anderson autograph, but I guess for whatever reason, their inventory had it labeled wrong or something like that, and so I ended up getting Michael Dickerson. Dickerson was, he was an okay player, I guess. He wasn't Nick Anderson. I was definitely a fan of Nick Anderson, so unfortunately, I didn't get the Nick Anderson autograph. I got the Michael Dickerson instead. But it is kind of cool because there's a couple Mavericks in the picture. You got Sean Bradley right there, AC Green. And Dickerson was part of that draft class from 98, 99 that Dirk and Vince and Jason Williams and Paul Pierce and Anton Jameson and Mike Bibby were a part of. So, um, I mean, I guess it's okay to have a Michael Dickerson autograph, but he was basically average at best. I don't think he had a very long career. Actually, he went to Arizona, so he was teammates with Mike Bibby. I think he was on the team that won the '97 championship. I think must have been. All right, next, we got Kwame Brown, former #1 overall pick. This is not a rookie. This is like a second year. So 2002, 2003 tops. Second year Kwame Brown. I mean, I guess he's considered a bust, but he wasn't a bad player. All right, next, this is a 98, 99 Upper Deck. I do like the design of this Upper Deck this year. This is Theo Ratliff. I was a big fan of Theo Ratliff. I thought he was a great defensive center. And so you sign that kind of with a fine point Sharpie, but it looks nice. See the Supersonics in the background. Bring back the Sonics. Bring back the Sonics. It's a great image right there. All right, next, this is 2009, 2010. This is Classics, Panini Classics. Not really familiar with that set, but it's Hito Turkoglu. I definitely enjoyed watching Turkoglu with those really nice Sacramento Kings teams with Mike Bibby, Chris Webber, Peja Stojakovic, and Hito Turkoglu. So happy to get a Hito autograph. Not sure what that is. That doesn't look like any sort of name or anything. It almost looks like a doodle. But still pretty cool to get this. All right, next. I've picked up a few of this guy's autographs over the last couple months. We got PJ Brown. That was this 97, 96, 97. This one does have a lot more corner wear than I would like on a 90s card. But it's an autograph, so I'm not going to complain too much. But yeah, the card's pretty rough. No creases, but those corners are rough. Might have been owned by a kid at one point in time. All right, next, this is a 2004, 2005. What is this, like Fleer Authentic? Fleer Authentics. I'm not really familiar with this either. But Gerald Wallace. Gerald Wallace was a pretty nice player. He did have a absurdly bad contract that sort of made him, expendable by a lot of teams. He was sort of bounced around a little bit because his contract, made trades work. And I remember a couple times he was on teams where he didn't even get any playing time. He was kind of just like salary filler, but that's not really his fault. He just signed the deal, but he was a nice player and he had a nice stretch of seasons where he was pretty good. So happy to get a Gerald Wallace autograph. This is kind of a cool image. I like how they have the black and white background, and then the focal point of the picture has been made in color. I've always sort of liked that style. So this is kind of cool. All right, next we have Dana Barros. This is Skybox, but what year? 95, 96 Skybox. I don't even remember this year's Skybox. I must not have bought too much of this. Next, this was another number one overall pick that, some would say sort of busted, but I think he had an okay career. This is a 2012-2013 Panini basketball. Didn't turn into a Hall of Famer or anything, but fairly nice player, Andrea Bargnani. Better career than Kwame Brown, that's for sure, or Michael Olowokandi. Probably a few other first overall picks. All right, next this is 96-97, I believe. Yeah, 96-97. Tyrone Hill, really nice rebounder. All right, next, this is another guy that I enjoyed on those early Hornets teams. This is 2000-2001 Victory. Upper Deck Victory, I guess. Kendall Gill. Nice player, fun to watch. All right, next. This is a 2003-2004. So he was part of the LeBron, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade draft class. This is Chris Kaman. Kind of hard to see his autograph, but it's right there on his rookie card. So pretty cool to get this. He was a fairly decent support player. All right, next, this is 1997-98. Got Brevin Knight. He's a pretty nice point guard. This is his rookie. Next, this guy was part of the first three-peat of the Chicago Bulls. Fairly nice role player, sort of end of the bench guy, but definitely made some contributions. This is Scott Williams. This is 96-97 Collector's Choice. All right, next this is 1990-91. This is a little bit off center. A little bit miscut, I guess. But this is Jim Paxson. His brother John Paxson was part of those Bulls teams, but Jim Paxson was the better player. Had some really nice seasons. See right here, earlier in his career with Portland, 21.7 points a game, 21.3 points a game, 18.9 a couple seasons at 17 plus. So definitely a nice player. John Paxson didn't play anywhere near as well as Jim did, but really happy to get this. I've actually sent to John Paxson a couple times, and the cards came back unsigned. No note, no anything. So, I mean, at least they came back, but sort of disappointed. But happy to get his brother's autograph. That's pretty cool. All right, next, I was a huge fan of this guy, so really happy to get this guy's autograph. This is 1998-99. I guess this is a second year card of this individual. But yeah, fun player to watch. How about Zydrunas Ilgauskas? He was a really, really good passing big man, sort of ahead of his time with his passes. He sort of him and Vlade were probably the two of the best big men passers in the league around this time. And again, with these corners, my goodness, Definitely like my corners a little bit better than this, but still, this is a Drunas Ilgauskas autograph. Really happy to get this. This is probably one of my more favorite autographs that I'm going to be showing tonight. Big Z. All right, next. This is another really nice player that ended up being a role player on the early Chicago Bulls three-peat. He actually signed the back of this card. This is a 1989-90 Hoops, definitely junk wax. Bill Cartwright. And, he was a really nice player with the Knicks. This is, I guess, his first card on the Bulls, I believe. He signed it right there. The bottom right there. But yeah, his first season with the Bulls was 88-89. But if you look at early in his career, he was a 20-point per game scorer, and then, 14, 15, 17, 17. Played 2 games in 85, 86, so he must have gotten hurt that year. But definitely a nice scoring big man early in his career, and filled a nice role with Will Perdue, I believe, with the early Chicago Bulls team. So happy to get Bill Cartwright's autograph. This next one, shout out to Fabian, undrafted player. He's a big fan of this guy. This is 2006-2007. Boris Diaw. He was a very versatile player, nice player, fun to watch. And so I think I have one Boris Diaw autograph in my collection, so this makes number 2. The first I got was a care package from Scott. So happy to get this one as well. He's got a really interesting signature. I think it's just Diaw. I think he just signs it Diaw. All right, next. Really happy to get this one. I believe this guy is the only person to win the 6th Man of the Year award 3 times, if I remember right. I didn't look it up. This is sort of a college card. This is a press pass, 2005 press pass. Yes, 2005, 2006. So pre-rookie, whatever you want to call it. This is Lou Williams. Kind of a cool image with him being a McDonald's All-American. Really happy to get a Lou Williams autograph. Sweet Lou. He was a nice player. Played until recently, really. Yeah, I think he's the only 3-time 6th Man of the Year award winner. I'll have to double check that, but I think I remember seeing that. All right, next, this is a 2013-2014 Panini Totally Certified rookie card. Robert Covington. He's a nice defender. I enjoy watching him play. So happy to get his autograph, especially on a rookie. All right, next, another autograph I'm pretty excited to get. This is 1993-94 NBA Hoops. This is Gerald Wilkins, Dominique's brother. And he was a nice player in his own right. He wasn't Dominique, but still a really nice player. Double-digit scorer. Looks like at this point his career high is 19.1. That was probably his best season, I would guess. But yeah, definitely a nice player. Happy to get his autograph. And this is now my second autograph of this individual. This is my first autograph of him on the Washington Bullets, the first time he was a member of the Orlando Magic, where he set the NBA record for most assists in the game. And I really liked how this autograph looked. It's like a super fine point, like gold pen. But it looks really cool. With Scott Skiles, it's sort of reflective. I really liked how this autograph looked. Decided to get it. And I was a big fan of Scott Skiles. Watched quite a bit of him, because, Shaq early in his career was definitely on TV quite a bit. So I watched a lot of Scott Skiles. Really nice point guard. Happy to get another autograph of his. I just love how that fine point, whatever it was, that can't be a Sharpie, but it looks really nice. All right, next. This is 1996-97. I picked up a couple autographs of this individual. Enjoyed watching him play, and he's also a really good analyst on NBA TV. This is Sam Mitchell. He was sort of the mentor for Kevin Garnett. And also got him on the 1998-99 Topps. And he did have an unconventional route to the league. If you look at that, he played in the CBA, played in France, played in the CBA, played in France before he latched on with Minnesota. Early in that franchise's infancy. And definitely became a fan favorite in Minnesota. All right, next, I got a couple autographs of this individual. This is a 2001-2002 Fleer Premium. Didn't even realize Fleer had a premium product at some point, but this is Ricky Davis. It actually says traded to Cleveland Cavaliers. I mentioned the last time I got a Ricky Davis autograph. I remember him shooting a shot at his own basket, trying to get credit for the rebound so he could get a triple-double. I always thought that was kind of a selfish thing to do, but hilarious, as well. So definitely remember that moment. But that's kind of a shacked in a fool moment. But here's the other Ricky Davis autograph. This is second year, I think. Yeah, this is 99-2000 Fleer Ultra. This one's kind of hard to see with the black background, but it is in blue Sharpie, so it's fairly easy to see in person. All right, next, this is a 2003-2004 Fleer Tradition. And I was definitely a big fan of this guy, especially early in his career. This guy was a draft pick by Isaiah Thomas when he was the general manager of the Toronto Raptors, and I believe he was the Rookie of the Year that year. And it's Damon Stoudemire. But he spent a lot more time with the Trailblazers, but he was definitely fun to watch early in his career. Early in his career, he was a high scorer, 19, 20, 17, and then he sort of settled into that 12, 13 point per game. Yeah, I got a pair of Damon Stoudemire autographs. This next one is 2002-2003 Topps. There's the other one. All right, next was definitely a fan of this guy. I believe he's probably I think he's got the most assists in NBA history without making an All-Star team, which is kind of an interesting factoid about this guy. But he was definitely a great point guard. Andre Miller. And I do have an autograph of his, but it was a pack pulled autograph, not by me. I purchased it on eBay, but these were probably like TTMs or something, maybe in-person autographs. That one, was a pack pulled autograph. But happy to get a couple other Andre Miller autographs. Was definitely a fan of his. Really nice point guard. And this other one looks like 2001, 2002 tops. He sort of got an interesting autograph. It looks like AMT and then the rest of it. I guess that somehow says Andre Miller. It looks like AM maybe plus the rest of it. I don't know. AMT, I don't know. They all sort of look similar. And the last one, and I got to send a shout out to Brian Basketballs. This is his favorite player of all time. And was really happy to pick up a few autographs of this guy. And he was an electric player, a high flyer, and I definitely enjoyed watching this guy play. So happy to get a couple of his autographs. This is a 2004, 2005 Fleer Ultra, Desmond Mason. Brian Basketball's favorite player. And the other one that I picked up, this is 2004, 2005, looks like SP Authentic. This is SP Spectaculars. This is actually numbered 2,312 out of 3,999. That's a pretty cool card to get autographed. This one's a little streaky, but I don't mind. It says right there, Mason, along with Gary Payton, was traded from the Sonics to the Bucks in 2003 in exchange for Ray Allen, Kevin Ollie, and Ronald Flip Murray. I haven't thought about Flip Murray in a long time. Yeah, really happy to get those Desmond Mason autographs. All right, so that's all the autographs that I'll be showing this week. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing those. The last thing that I'll be showing this week is the rest of the 1979 Topps Baseball starter set. Get a stack of cards to show. So I guess we're into the 500s. So I think, was this a 720 something card set? Let me see. Yeah, I think it's 726 or something. The last card that I have is 725. So a little over 200 cards left in the set. I don't have them all. There might be 150 cards here. But as I've done previously, I'll show the backs of the first few cards, and then I'll just show the fronts because, the backs are basically the same. Let's go ahead and get started. So first we have Steve Braun. Hopefully I don't fumble too many of these cards this week. I think I dinged like 3 corners last week. Definitely out of character for me. Terry Humphrey. This one's got a crease in it. I'm going to have to replace this one. Larry McWilliams. See the crease right there. Next we have Ed Kranepool. Standing at the batting cage. Next, John D'Acquisto. Tony Armas. Big fan of this guy, Charlie Huff. Fantastic TTM signer, longtime Ranger. Knuckleballer. This is an interesting card, Mario Mendoza. If you've ever heard of the Mendoza line, this is who it was named after, Mario Mendoza. always liked getting this guy's cards when I was younger. It's like, so this is the guy that they named the Mendoza line after. Oh. Next, we have Ted Simmons, Hall of Famer. Really nice player. Next, we have Paul Russell. His brother was Rick. Next, we have Dave Johnson. He also played in the MPB and was the manager of the 1986 World Championship Mets. Next, we have Mike Proley. Enos Cabell. Al Bumbry. Seems to be a pretty good TTM signer. I've never personally sent to him. This one's definitely miscut. Pretty cool image, too. Next, we have Jim Umbarger. Ben Ogilvy. Ken Holtzman. John Milner. Tom Bergmeyer. Laurent Legros. Wayne Gross. Brian Asselstein. Fernando Gonzalez. Buddy Schultz. Ken Forsch. Ellis Valentine. Jerry Royce. Tom Verizer. Might have butchered that. Mike Ivy. John Ellis. Greg Lazinski. Jim Slayton. Rick Bassetti. John Stearns. Bill Russell. Clint Hurdle. Enrique Romo. Jose Morales. Denny Walling. Matt Keogh. Biff Pocoroba. Ken Brett. I think this is George Brett's brother, if I remember right. J. Johnstone, John Montefusco, Ed Ott, who I believe has the shortest name in NBA history, MLB history, 5 letters. Next, Roy Thomas, Jerry Turner, Rico Cardi, Nino Espinosa, Rich Hebner, Carlos Lopez, Bob Sykes, Rod Gilbreth, Claudell Washington, Mike Parrott. That might be Parat. I'm not sure. Next, this is a team card, but it's been marked. This is George Bamberger, Milwaukee Brewers. It has been marked on the back. Next, Pete Broberg, Greg Gross, Ron Fairley, Darold Knowles, Paul Blair, Julio Cruz, Jim Rooker, Hal McRae, this is a great card, Bob Horner, rookie card, 4 home runs in 1 game, really nice player. Go ahead and show the back of this. Ken Wrights, Tom Murphy, this one has to be replaced, but an amazing pitcher, J.R. Richard. It's got like a circular crease right here. Really need to get this guy's rookie card, 1972. Next, Mike Hargrove, former Ranger Rookie of the Year. Next, we have Mike Krukow, Rick Dempsey, Jim Wolford, Bob Stanley, Mark Wagner, Jim Spencer, Dave LaRoche, next we have a checklist, but this one again has been marked. Got some marks on the front of this one and some marks on the back. We have Jeff Newman, Rick Monday, Omar Moreno, Dave McKay. Got some cornerware. Silvio Martinez. And a card I already had in my collection, Mike Schmidt. I also have his Burger King. And the Burger King, basically the same card, but it's got a different number. All right, let me put this stack away and get another one. Next, we got Jim Norris. Mike Edwards. Former Cy Young Award winner, Willie Guillermo Hernandez. Ken Singleton. Billy Allman. Terry Poole. Jerry Remy. Ken Landreau. Bert Campaneris. I think I have this card signed. He's a great TTM signer. Pat Zachary. Dave Collins. Bob McClure. Larry Herndon. Mark the Bird Fidrich. Big fan of this guy. If you don't know the story of him, 1976, where he went 19-9 with a 2.34 ERA. Look and check out how big Mark the Bird Fidrich was in 1976. This was definitely a phenomenon. Yeah, great story. Next, Yankees team card, Bob Lemon manager. Gary Sarum. Del Unser. Gene Garber, great TTM signer. Bake McBride. George Orta. Don Kirkwood. Rob Wilfong. Paul Lindblad. Don Baylor, fantastic player. Wayne Garland, Bill Robinson, Al Fitzmaurice, another great TTM signer, Manny Trio, this one's a little bit miscut, Bobby Castillo, Wilbur Howard, Tom Hassman, another great TTM signer, Manny Mota. This was a nice player, George Scott. Rick Sweet. Bob Lacey. Lou Piniella. John Curtis. Mike Caldwell. I think he's a pretty good TTM signer. Stan Poppy. Warren Brewstar. Rick Miller. Hoskin Powell. George Medich. Taylor Duncan. Daryl Johnson. Mariners team. Ron LaFleur. Bruce Keeson. Kevin Bell. Mike Vale. Doug Bird. Rich Dower. Don Hood. Bill North. Joe Ferguson. Ed Halicki. Tom Hutton. Dave Tomlin. Tim McCarver. Johnny Sutton. Larry Parrish. Jeff Zahn. Daryl Thomas. John Henry Johnson. Dave Chalk. I remember having this card when I was younger. Dan Meyer. Jamie Easterly. Sixto Lescano. Ron Schuler. Rennie Stinnett. Mike Willis. Earl Weaver, Hall of Famer with the Orioles team. Buddy Bell, nice player, former Ranger. Doc Ellis, Mickey Stanley, Dave Rader, Bert Hooton, Andy Hassler, Dave Bergman, might be a Dave Bergman rookie card, Bill Stein, Hal Dews, and Reggie Jackson. This card I did already have in my collection before I picked up this starter lot. All right, let me go ahead and put this stack back together and get the last small group of cards. All right, there's only a few more cards to go. Hopefully you've enjoyed this week's episode. So that was card 700, card 701. This is the Orioles prospects. Biggest name is probably Sammy Stewart. I'll go ahead and show the backs of these. Have the Red Sox prospects. I'm not sure that any of these guys had very long careers. At least I don't remember them. Angels prospects. Again, I don't think any of these guys are very notable. White Sox prospects. I know Ross Baumgarten and Mike Squires, but I don't know that they were very big names. Role players, average players. Again, not too big of names on this one. Tigers prospects. Maybe Kip Young. Nobody really notable. This is a great card. Randy Bass rookie card. Randy Bass challenged Sadaharu O's at the time home run record, single season home run record in the MPB, and his team ended up facing Sadaharu O led teams at the close of the season, and they basically refused to pitch to Randy Bass because they didn't want an American to break Sadaharu O's home run record. So I think he fell one home run short, I believe. But the record's since been broken. But really cool to have Randy Bass rookie card. And several weeks ago, I showed the duplicates from this lot, and there was an extra Randy Bass rookie card there. I do think he TTMs, and I'd love to get this out to him and get his autograph. I did purchase, I think, maybe 2 Randy Bass autographs from the autograph den, but I would love to send, like a questionnaire or something, ask him a couple questions, see if I can get some responses from him. That'd be kind of cool. All right, next we have the Twins prospects. Sam Perlazzo is probably the biggest name. Let me show the back of that, sorry. I don't think I showed the back of the Randy Bass either. Maybe I did, but I'll go back and show it anyway. Making pretty good time on this week's episode. At an hour and 20 minutes. Preferably I like to keep it under an hour and a half. Sometimes I do go over though. There's the back of the Randy Bass. Alright, next, Dwayne Murphy's probably the biggest name on this one. A's prospects. Nobody really notable on this one. Mariners prospects. This is a great card. I actually have this card signed by Danny Darwin and Billy Sample. Both great TTM signers. I think Pat Putnam actually signs, but I think he's $10 per. So if I want to get his autograph on this card, finish the triple auto, I'm going to have to pay $10 for it. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Be nice if he'd do it for free, though. All right, next. Ernie Whitt's probably the biggest name. Victor Cruz was all right. Blue Jays prospects. I do believe Ernie Whitt's a great TTM signer. Haven't sent to him myself, though. This is a great one. Braves prospects with Bruce Benedict and Glenn Hubbard. Glenn Hubbard has a great card. I think it's 1984 Fleer. It's got him with his boa constrictor or something around his neck. Great card. I definitely have to pick that up at some point. All right, next, Cubs prospects. Can't say I know too much about any of these guys. This is another great card that did have a duplicate. I was really excited about. Of course, Rangers manager Bruce Bochy. He will probably be in the Hall of Fame with as many championships as he's won with the Giants and now the Rangers. So my guess is he's going to be a Hall of Famer. So happy to get this. And I don't think he TTMs, but it'd be nice to get his autograph at some point. Great card. That's another good one. Expos prospects. Scott Sanderson was a longtime pitcher. Mets prospects. Juan Berenguer, probably being the biggest name. Pirates prospects with Dale Berra, biggest name. And the last card, Padres prospects. Can't say I'm too familiar with any of these guys. I recognize Steve Mura. That's about it. There you go. That's the 1979 Topps baseball starter set. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing that. Before I go, I've got to give a huge shout out and thank you. Give me just a second. Sorry for bumping the camera. I got an absolutely amazing care package. I'm not really going to show you too much other than boxes. But these are from Eric at the Card Closet. And he sent me some messages um, offering to help me with some of my starter sets that I've been showing over the past several months, at this point, most of the year. And he sent me just an amazing stack of cards that I need for my starter sets from 1973 through 1982, and just very, very appreciative of him doing this for me. Just amazingly generous care package. Yeah, there's probably 1,000 cards here, and I have gone through these and looked at them, and just absolutely amazing generosity, Eric. I can't thank you enough. Just I really can't wait to go through these and start marking them off my checklist and see how close I am to completing some of these sets, because yeah, this is going to put a huge dent in some of the sets that I have. And again, I can't thank you enough for your generosity. This is absolutely amazing, and these cards have definitely found a forever home. So I really appreciate you thinking about me when you sent me that email offering to help. And so just again, very appreciative, and just yeah, pretty much speechless. Just absolutely amazing generosity. And although I'm not going to show any of the cards tonight, I did receive this a couple days ago, and I'd be remiss if I didn't give him a shout out for him taking all the time to go through all of his cards and go through my checklists, and just go through his collection and mark them off one by one. I can't imagine how long he took doing that. So thank you so much for your generosity, your time, your help. Yeah, you're definitely a great friend. I really appreciate you doing this for me. Anyway, that's all I have for you this week. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video tonight. And until next week, thanks for watching the video, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.